Hey yo, what's going on guys? This is MK4 here. Welcome back to another toy review by yours truly. And today we have yet another LEGO review for you guys. So today we are taking a look at the LEGO Technic Fast and Furious Toyota Supra MK4. Yes, so this is a movie licensed vehicle, which is not a first for my collection. But this is kind of a first in terms of Technic, anyway. So, a pretty cool release here. So, I've had my eyes on this guy for a little while now. I decided, what the heck, I might as well get him. And you know what? I think he was worth it, especially since I'm somewhat familiar with the Fast and Furious movies. I watched a couple of them. They were fun. You know, car racing movies, this, that, and the other. But, of course, this one, I believe, is from the very first Fast and Furious, all the way back, I want to say in the early 2000s when that came out. But anyhow, so taking a look at the set here, of course you get the LEGO Technic logo at the top. Of course you do also get the Fast and Furious logo at the top there, because yes, it says officially licensed, as you would expect. And of course over here we do get the set number 42204, and this is the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra MK4, as I said before. It does have 810 pieces. And if we look in the middle here, we do get a beautiful CG render of the Toyota Supra racing around in this sort of tropical environment here. So very, very nice looking right there. And of course on this side, we do get the LEGO Technic logo once again. Down the back of the box, you do get a nice little look from the rear view of the Toyota Supra. And we do get some of the different play features, which we'll look at more in detail here in a bit. And of course, right here we do get the LEGO Technic logo once again. And we get a nice side profile view of the Toyota Supra. And on the top here, we get another LEGO logo. We do get another look at the Toyota Supra from another side view perspective. And we do get a 1-to-1 scale ratio look at the tires included with this car as well. In particular, I believe this is one of the front tires, not so much the rear ones. But still. Moving the box out of the way now. Let's go ahead and, if I can quickly change the camera angle here. Alright, let's take a look now at the Toyota Supra MK4. And yeah, this guy looks pretty darn awesome. As you can see right away, very orange. And, well, I mean, just like the box, I'm surprised. Because I thought it was going to be like a lighter orange, maybe a darker orange, but no, this is kind of a nice mid-tone for this car. And yeah, it's an absolute stunner from this angle. But let's go ahead and, of course, shift our perspective to the front of the car itself. Just taking a look at the front. There we go. You can see some very nice details here. Of course, we get a nice up front the grille, which of course is another sticker detail, but is pretty nice to see there as well. We do get a little 12 under there as well. And we get some nice sticker detail for the front sort of grille and the aerodynamics and everything for that. And we do get a very nice little bumper sticker right there as well. And also, I find it interesting how they decided to do the headlights here, which is probably one of the most predominant features of this car. And they decided to do it out of these clear wing pieces. Just a very interesting way that they handled the headlights. Just thought that was an interesting idea. And we do get some more ventilation details on the top of the hood as well, which it does open, but we will take a look at that here in just a bit. Of course, shifting over to the side here, we do get a nice side profile view of the car, which as you can see has some very nice sticker details. Of course, we get what looks to be like a robotic skull or something on the side here, which does look pretty menacing. And over here, we do get some very nice printed detail along with well, it's actually a mixture of stickers. So you have stickers here, here, and here, and then you have a printed piece for the sort of fender, and it looks really, really good here. And of course, over in the back, you can see the little silver muffler popping out the side there. So that is pretty neat. And then, of course, on the back, we get some nice sticker details for the tail lights rather. Then we do get a nice Toyota logo on the back, along with another little grill right there as well, just some ventilation detail. And we do get a nice little bumper sticker, which, funnily enough, does have the Fast and Furious logo on it, so that is pretty cool. Which I don't think it had that in the movie, at least from what I remember. But in case it was in the movie, that is actually a very nice attention to detail right there for that. And then, of course, on this side, we do get some more of the sticker detail, along with the printed part for the fender again. And just the same stickers as on the doors and everything, just mirrored. Oh, and if I haven't mentioned it already, there are some nice sticker details on this side for, again, some of this more of the ventilation details, or whatever case may be. So what are the play features of this car? Well, first and foremost, as I mentioned briefly a few moments ago, the hood does in fact open up, which does give you a very nice look at the engine. And yes, the engine, just like most of these scale models, does in fact run. If you move the car back and forth, the engine will move. Let me see if I can show that here. There we go. So you spin the wheels and the engine will spin. So that is pretty awesome. And of course, we do get to see a little bit of the steering mechanism here as well, which I thought was pretty creative for this car, how they managed to get the steering system in here. But we'll see that here in just a moment. So, shifting our attention now back to the side, just like with any of these scale models, the doors do in fact open as well, giving us a really good look at the internals, which do have some nice sticker detail. You can see we get the seats, and get some of the buckles and everything like that. And of course, they're the same on each of these seats for both the passenger and the driver's seat. And we do get a nice sticker as well for the console, so you can see all the dashboards and all the little speedometers and everything like that. And we do get a nice little steering wheel detailed in there as well. So, and with the steering wheel, it does move. It is on a pin, but of course it's not connected to the steering. That's where this gear on top comes into play. So, of course, like most of these models, if you turn the gear on the top, the wheels will turn. So that is nice. And the doors do close like that on each side. And in the back here, if you lift up this whole hatch here, you get a nice access to what looks to be the nitro sort of upgrade in the back of the car here, which is very nicely detailed with some nice little blue pieces here, along with like little orange tubes and everything like that. And we do get a nice little sticker detail for the little light addition in there. And we also oddly get a sticker for what looks to be a pair of speakers in the back, which is kind of interesting. I'm guessing that's where the sound system is in this car, which is a really cool attention to detail, I will say. And that closes up just like that. But it does still leave a nice window, so you can still see it even through the back of the car itself. And for one last bit of attention to detail, which I'm surprised isn't mentioned anywhere on the box. It's only mentioned in the instructions, but you can actually remove the top of the car, which, if to do that, all you do is just simply lift this section up a bit, and then you just gently pull on the hood. And just like that, you can make the car into a sort of a coupe, sort of sports mode right here, which I think is a super nice attention to detail. I cannot remember if this was ever shown in the movies at all, or at least the one movie it did appear in, the first one. But still, amazing attention to detail regardless. And it does pop in, once again, very, very nicely. You just slide that in, line the pins up. And it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it does nicely snap into place, and then you just readjust the windscreen pieces. And there you go. So that is pretty darn awesome there. So with that, that basically covers the overview of the Toyota Supra here. So let's go ahead and put it back on the turntable once again. And let's see some lore behind this car, because believe it or not, there is actually quite a bit to talk about with this car, especially in terms of its initial, silver screen debut. So, give me just 1 second here, guys. Alright, so with the turntable now operating, let's go ahead and get again into the little nitty-gritty of this particular set. So, of course, this car is, of course, the Toyota Supra Mark IV, and this was released by Toyota in 1994. And sadly, it is officially discontinued by Toyota. What a shame. Now, in terms of the body and chassis here, this is a sports car class body with a 2J7 GTE i6 engine, and it also has some specialty mods in the movie, including a TurboKinetics T66 ball bearing turbo, Delta 2 wastegate RPS stainless steel HTC coated custom header, NOS 100 horsepower NOS system, AEBS turbo downpipe, G-Ready Power Extreme exhaust, Profect B booster controller, Air-Inks intakes, Clutchmaster Stage 3 racing clutches, and an 11-pound billet flywheel. That's a lot, just in one car. And in terms of the wheels, it uses M5 Tuners 19-inch dazzled racing heart rims. Try saying that 3 times fast. And then for the suspension modifications, this includes a Eibach coilover suspension system. And for the specific paint color, this is a Lamborghini Diablo Candy Pearl Orange, which is oddly specific considering this isn't even the Lamborghini and Toyota are completely different manufacturers, but okay, I guess you can have their paint on a completely other company's car. But okay. Now, in terms of the interior, this car boasts a Viper blue suede and new black leather upholstery with A-pillar gauge mount pods, Sparco Milano seats, custom matching fabric with harness holes, carbon fiber dash trim by Trim Masters, Autometer 5-inch Monster tack, Autometer NOS on and low oil warning lights, G-Tech Pro accelerometer, MFS custom-built roll cage, chromed by the way, a Sparco steering wheel, and a Sparco harness. So now for the films, anyway, this car was famously driven by Brian O'Connor, Mia Toretto, and Dominic Toretto in the Fast and Furious movies, or at least in the first one. And it was used primarily for street racing. And of course, as of the latest Fast and Furious movie, this is currently an abandoned vehicle, which does suck. So now for what this car did in the film. So following the destruction of Brian's Mitsubishi Eclipse was destroyed by Johnny Tran and his group, he asked his commanding officer, Sergeant Tanner, for another car to repay Dominic Toretto with. When he arrives to Dominic's garage, he brings the Torettos a rusted Supra taken from a junkyard. Dominic and his friends spent about $15,000 to $20,000 on restoring it. In reality, they actually spent over $100,000. That's a lot just for one car. Good grief. When they're done, the car is so fast it's able to smoke a Ferrari in a street race. And for those who've been watching my reviews, you know how fast a Ferrari is. So just imagine this, just smoking a Ferrari. That is stupid. But anyhow, towards the end of the movie, Brian and Mia Toretto used the Supra to rescue Vince from the semi-truck. Brian later used the Supra to chase down Johnny Tran and his cousin Lance through the suburbs of Los Angeles, where they do a drive-by at 1,327 miles per hour, killing Jesse. Well, that sucks. Brian shoots Tran in the back, causing him to fall off his bike, killing him. He tells someone in a car to call 911 and meets up with Dom at a red light. Dom tells Brian how he used to drag there during high school, and when the lights turn green, he's going for it. They both rev their engines, and when the light turns green, they step on the gas, using the railroad track down the road as a finish line. They both hear a train coming and step on it. Right as the train passes, they dodge it with just a few feet between them and the train. Just as everything is calm, a semi-truck comes out of a corner, causing Dom to crash into it. He sends his 1970 Dodge Charger RT flying into the air and crashes. The car flips a few times before it stops. Brian then gets out of the car and runs to help Dominic. He helps him out of the car and only has a few cuts and injuries to his arm. They hear sirens in the distance. Brian looks at Dom with concern. He then gives him the keys to his Supra and says that he owes them a 10-second car. Dom drives off in the distance, as Brian watches him and then walks off. So there you have it. That's basically it for the Toyota Supra MK4. All in all, it seems like it had a fairly minor role in the original Fast and Furious, but still, for what it is, this car is pretty darn awesome, all things considered, because, I mean, like I said, this is one of, if not the only, like, movie licensed car I have in my collection currently. And I mean, for if considering all the other previous Fast and Furious cars they've done, because of course this is the first ones Lego's done. They've done many a licensed vehicle, especially for the Fast and Furious movie series. This is definitely one of their breakout hits, I would say, especially on the smaller scale, since most of their stuff tends to be a little larger, because I know they did a few years ago, what was it, Dom's Ice Charger they did? I wanted to get that, but I'm like, you know, so, but this one was definitely right up my alley, and you know what, I am not disappointed. So with that, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the review on this car. So if you guys did enjoy this one, then please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Squad, and have a good one.